I love that that's how we started, but you said yay right before I hit the record button. But for the live viewers, of which there's probably none right now, but if they were hypothetically in existence, they would have heard us go live with Chroma giving an exaltation. And I am here for this content. So, hello. Welcome to Pack Tactics Season 3. This is Episode 23, Immigration. Not Jubilation. That's a different robot. But moving forward, tonight I am joined by a bunch of awesome people, including, but not limited to, Archbeth is hanging out in chat. Also, Ellie, Io, Jen, Matt, and Cindy are all here. I am Crash. I will be your DM for the evening, which means I am playing all the things. And by things, I mean, in some cases, that is how they prefer to be called. But never mind about that. What happened last week?
We don't know. Millie's not here.
Can you imagine a page recap for this campaign? Half of it would be, where's my space shark?
It's okay, I can help.
And why can't I be on the moon? Paige wants to be on the moon.
Sniv Stonetail, that's why Paige can't be on the moon.
You know what? That's canon. And that's one of the choices that, having made that choice, a lot of the other leaders would just look to Sniv and say, I like the cut of your jib. But never mind about that.
So last week we went to the Moonbeam installation and met a friend of Zax's.
Mm-hmm. And rescued the friend.
Eventually?
Met someone, yes, that came later. We met another kobold whose name I'd forgotten who was trying to repair the Moonbeam by tearing it apart.
Ertos.
Who is also a Stonetail.
And we fixed the Moonbeam, and then we went downstairs. And that was a bad idea.
And then I got to heal everybody temporarily.
Yeah, so we were fighting a massive black tentacles, and what at first appeared to be a zombie, though smart money is now on that thing being possessed by something else, which is probably still out there. But once we killed the body, the tentacles went away. So, and then we healed a bunch of kobolds who had been knocked unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
And then it was decided that you didn't have the spell slots for this, so you were probably going to take a long rest. This was technically decided between sessions, but never mind about that. However, right before you take the long rest, Chroma, JR comes up to you, and they wave.
Chroma waves.
They wave again.
Need something?
They nod.
Here, let me get out my notebook. Flip to and...
They hand you their journal.
Undoodled... Oh, okay. That makes it easier.
Okay, so they flip through a bunch of pages. Give me a perception check.
Oh, no.
I will assuage your fears. You are going to perceive something possibly that is not necessarily plot-heavy.
I will roll on D&D Beyond. I got an 11.
Okay, so this book is filled with a lot of sketches and drawings, some of which appear to have been made in crayon. Some of them are very clearly just, this is things that I've seen. There's an image of an asteroid with two kobold feet sticking out of the mouth.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that's memorable.
There's an image of a kobold riding a ballista bolt through space.
Oh.
Did we do that?
I don't know.
There was discussion about it, and JR was within earshot. But they get to the page that they want, and the page that they want has JR in full paladin regalia with sword and shield and everything. But the mouth is open. And by the way, this is a very cartoony drawing. The mouth is open, and you know how sound waves are shown by a series of curved lines that are all nested inside each other? That's coming out of the mouth.
Oh, you want to talk?
JR nods.
Sure, I can help with that. Let me see what I've got in here for the speakers. I know I've got the excited turret voice, the grumpy turret voice. There's probably another turret voice, but I haven't used that turret yet, so I don't know exactly what it's going to sound like because, magic technology is like that.
I'm waiting for the moment where it ends up being the grumpy turret personality, but the happy turret voice. Hey, thanks for standing in the fire, everyone. That really helps. Man, I get to use my ability a whole lot because you're all dying all the time. You're really, really bad at this. I'm so glad to be here.
Oh, no.
That is not canon. That has not happened yet.
It
But
can't be canon. I haven't summoned that canon.
It's true.
my absolute favorite line from last week was, "Sadly, this is canon." Actually, I think the word was tragically, not sadly. But in any case,
Still.
yes, because
But-
Ellie is awesome, and Ellie comes up with lines like this. With that said,
I will roll investigation.
yes, please do.
Oh no, I'm spending my inspiration.
Yeah, that's a nat 1.
Oof.
You managed to have JR be able to speak backwards.
Wyatt! Okay, I'm going back to rolling the dice on D&D Beyond.
I'm just imagining JR speaking backwards. They try to say "Hail Tiamat," and out comes a heavy metal song. Thank you. I'm here all week.
So,
Well, you got a 10.
they went to a Daldane concert?
I really don't think Daldane would be saying "Hail Tiamat."
No, but remember how we woke up that temple?
Daldane did sing a song
she did
about
sing
Tiamat.
She
Yeah.
did sing a song to Tiamat.
True, and I would argue that there is the slightest of possibilities that Daldane has learned her lesson.
True.
Do kobolds learn lessons?
You'd have to ask Daldane. If we ask Marwise, I'm sure the answer will be no. I've been trying to teach them for 5 years now. 5 years now, and they still haven't given me their homework on Tiamat. It had to be 2 pages, 10-point Times New Roman font. They had to cite their sources properly. You know who they cited? Kevin. They cited Kevin.
Well, Kevin's a good source.
They didn't say which one. That's like saying
They're
I got
all
my
Kevin!
That's like saying I got my information from the dictionary. Which dictionary? Kids these days.
Sax would be turning hers in a series of drawings. 'Cause there you go. Kind of.
I'm waiting for which of them would hand in notes that were made by one of their predecessors from the previous game.
Yeah, well,
That would be Zenosha, not realizing she's accidentally handing in Marwise's own notes.
oh, that could be a problem.
Dax would probably just hand in whatever notes that... now I'm not remembering his name, for crying out loud. How can I be doing this? The problem is there's too many of them with OX. Socks.
Oh, socks.
Yeah. I was like, no, it's not Gox. That's the one.
Right. And Gox doesn't take notes, so...
No, but Socks would probably have some notes. It would just be like, here, Dax, take these. Just handle it. But I haven't read it. Just take them. Just go. That's fine. Moving forward, you have rolled a 10, Chroma, to create JR's voice box. So I will say that once you have finished installing it, JR opens their mouth, and they don't open their mouth up like for each syllable, like most beings would be expected to do. It just opens when they're talking, and then it closes. So the mouth opens, and you hear, "Did it work?" And then it closes.
It did!
The mouth opens. Is that my voice? Is that my voice?
Oh.
I have a voice.
Maybe I didn't
I have a voice.
program.
I have a voice. JR hugs you.
Chroma hugs back.
I have a voice.
You have a voice!
JR immediately goes over to every other kobold and says, I have a voice. And
Awesome.
you would think this would not take very long, but remember, you are currently still at the Moonbeam base, and there was a squadron of Dragon Shield kobolds there, and Urtos. JR goes to every single one of them.
Aw.
Congrats, JR.
Urtos immediately runs over and says, Hey guys, did you hear? Did you hear? JR has a voice now. That is so cool.
Yeah.
How did you get the parrot in there?
No, I
What?
don't think that's...
No.
Is it-
That's
isn't
not
that
how
how
it
you
works,
would-
is it? I don't...
Look, I'm an inventor. Most of my devices are animal or insect-based.
I don't think that's what Chroma does.
I would understand what
parrot
Chroma
symbol.
does a lot more if it was.
Oh, artificer druids.
That sounds incredibly interesting, and I might have to look into that later. So, Zenosha, seriously, you never answered my question. Let me know how you feel about skunks and trebuchets. Seriously. We can work something out.
No.
That'd be pretty darn...
The answer was no last time, and it's still no.
I'm hearing, and I'll think about it.
No,
So
I don't think so.
I'll get back to you
Better
at some
give
point
it up.
when the barbarian isn't looking at me like that.
Move along. Leave
I'm
Zenosha alone.
I'm gonna go wait over over here now.
There you go.
I just out of sight. This is me going. Thank you, Ellie. Yeah. So those wonderful images of, I think those are cockatiels.
Cockatoos.
Cockatoos. I would say that this is an accurate representation of this current scene, where the shocked one is Ertos, and the incredibly intimidating one, shall we say, is Zax. Okay, but you have your long rest, and everyone has already pressed those buttons, and we've already fixed the hit point bug for that. So you are free to probably head back because you've done the job that you set out to do.
Okay, let's do that.
Do we still have all of Molo's team on our ship now?
You could fit them in there, but it'd be a tight squeeze, but they
Oh, yeah.
found their own way out here. They can find their own way back.
Okay, they're all set. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
You could take a significant number of them, but then it'd be a very small force that's walking back, and considering that there
That
still
wouldn't
might
look
be
good at all.
Neogi and the folk out there, they prefer to go as a group.
Yeah. Okay.
Kobold paratroopers. That is an interesting idea, Cindy, and I approve. You have inspiration.
Thank you.
You have inspiration for inspiring the DM. The DM will remember this. No good can come from this. Thank you. They don't have parachutes. They have gems that auto-res them when they... Oh!
Oh.
No!
Oh no! Oh
So I just hold this gem and it slows my fall? No, not really. It ceases my momentum? Well, there's something else that'll do that. Oh, okay, good.
Come on, at least give him Featherfall.
Unfortunately, the person who created the gem had a bit of a speech impediment, and it's called
no!
Featherball.
Oh no!
It's called what?
Featherball.
Wow.
Not quite as
Oh.
effective. It muffles the scream all the
So,
way
Borb,
down.
They become a borb. Featherball.
We got her inspiration back.
yay!
Okay, so you head back, and you are politely told that Council Member Stonetail would like to speak with you.
Do we have to?
Are you sure? Like, are you sure he wants to speak with me? A lot of people don't.
He was very interested in speaking to the kobolds that fixed the latest moonbeam.
Oh,
Okay.
Eratos, you want to take this?
Ertos is hiking back with the rest of them.
Oh.
Okay.
Something about congratulations.
do I want to know what we're being congratulated on?
My assumption is fixing the moonbeam.
Oh,
Wait, are we the first kobolds to have pulled that off?
You've only been gone for like 2 long rests or so. Most groups that were sent out
okay,
take a
fair.
lot longer. I mean, they get it disassembled really fast, but putting it back together is the hard part. I mean, you'd have to have someone with like a strength of 25, probably assisted by someone who can turn into a giant ape.
Let's go see what Sniv has to say.
All right.
So you are escorted through the various hallways of the space, and the more time you spend at this particular installation, the more obvious it feels that this is definitely kobold architecture. Everything that's spaced or proportioned is proportioned in a way where kobold would find it homey, plenty of room to move. If there's combat going on, they wouldn't be too cramped. A kobold barbarian can really swing a hammer of thunderbolts in here pretty well without having it strike against the walls too much.
too much.
I didn't say it wouldn't happen at all.
Barbarian.
Yeah. But the bottom line is, yeah, the more you're in here, the more it really feels like it's kobold construction. This is definitely a kobold home. This is your turf. So it is odd to find an office that is as large as Sniv's, because Sniv's office is actually quite large. It's at least 50 feet by 50 feet, and most of it is empty space. There is a small desk that is just off center, so it's sort
No
of like creates a
copper
focal point
wire
in
at
the room.
all.
Well, there's some conduits along the walls in some places. There might be copper wire in there. If you attempt to check, Sniv will cough disapprovingly at you.
I will not attempt to check.
Sniv does have a little button on the desk that apparently they can press for whatever reason. It stands out very much. Like this is a button to press for serious things type button, not it's just a recess button here type thing.
Ooh.
Please do not press the button. It is only for serious occasions.
That's going to be an
Okay.
uphill battle with
What
Chroma.
kind of serious
luck.
occasions? What does it go to? What does it do?
It summons a servant with tea,
Oh!
usually chamomile, but every now and then it can go for a nice Earl Grey. I find it to be very engaging. Why does everyone laugh like that's a joke? I mean, yes, I'm a bard, but I don't always try to put on a performance. In any case, I heard that you had just returned from fixing one of the moonbeams, in record time, I might add.
It may be hard to get Chroma to stop pressing buttons, but they're good at fixing stuff when they put their head to it.
Wonderful. Well, you could, of course, write out a full report for me, but I get the sense that you don't really enjoy paperwork too much.
I
Definitely
can write
not
a
my
report.
thing.
How many of the technical terms do you want to hear?
I find
might need to
myself
go get a...
not wanting a written report. A lot less than I did before. At first I thought I was going to do you a favor and say, just tell me what happened, as opposed to writing a written report. Now I feel I am doing a favor for me. Either way, I'm okay with this. How did it go?
Well, there was some issue with the zombie spellcaster thing.
A zombie spellcaster?
Yeah,
I
it's no
guess.
more though, so
What kind of
Shouldn't be a
spells was it
problem.
casting?
They made
Um,
tentacles come out of the wall.
yep.
And they
That's,
also said something about trying to take over Zax.
Didn't work. But yeah.
Well, you are a barbarian. Most spellcasters would be foolish to try to control your mind. Simple rage, and then that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, yeah. I guess that spellcaster wasn't too bright or hasn't seen too many barbarians.
Possibly didn't know you were barbarian. You are, well, more recently, barbarian kobolds are a bit more common, thanks to the influence of a certain Gox, but historically, once in a blue moon, considering where we are, pun intended. So, you said this spellcaster had tentacles that it summoned and attempted to dominate your mind. That sounds very much like a warlock.
I guess I wouldn't be too surprised. There were lots and lots and lots of zombies around, so...
Yes, but here's the thing, young Chroma. One of the reasons why I really do not want to see another written report is because I've been reading a lot of written reports lately, most of which on the makeup and manufacture of the various undead and other creatures that have been found on the moon. This is the first spellcasting zombie that has been mentioned.
Oh...
Yes.
Well,
The-
it's the
you'll-
first we've run into, too.
Your illithid friend that you gave the moon to a few months ago was very adept at bringing zombies to life, or unlife, or whatever, over a very large area, but they were all rather simple in construction.
Oh, so it's not a thing where, they had, mostly raised the, numerous, not very, strong ones in the area, and then put deputies in the towers? This is the first, smartish one?
Well, there's always
Well.
the chance that we just haven't found any others, but there are others, but this is
There's
the only
also
ones we
always the
found.
chance that there's also always the chance that the groups that have found the others haven't come back.
This is also true. We have lost quite a few kobolds. The working theory currently, from the various inventors, is that the more intelligent of the beings that would normally have been zombified had their brains fed into the brain thing instead. The elder brain? Or
The
it wasn't
elder
really-
brain.
Wasn't
Yeah,
really
that's
an
goo
elder
now.
brain, but yes, it is.
We did see the Mind Flare do that or try to do that when we got back here.
I have read the reports, one of which was colored in crayon. Thank you, JR. You did an excellent job. Thank you. Did they just say something? I did. JR has a voice now. I do. I was afraid it would sound silly, but JR, that is quite distinguished. Thank you. Can't have any allies of the kobolds with silly voices now, can we?
I feel the sudden need to make an insight check.
JR looks over at Neri and says, has a joke just been made? I may have missed it.
Yes, a joke has just been made.
Oh, it is customary
It is
to
a-
laugh Ha ha ha
It was
ha ha
appropriate
ha
to
ha
laugh.
ha 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 ha. I have now laughed for the first time ever. Thank you. It was a good joke. I feel like I failed an insight check. I like Ellie's headcanon. JR sounds like a dot matrix printer being modulated.
Oh.
With the exception of there's no pitch changes. It's a monotone. Well, I think I could do with a nice cup of tea. Chroma, I know how much you like buttons. Would you care to do the honors?
Sure. Chroma sort of presses the button
There
with
is,
somewhat more hesitation than Chroma usually presses buttons with.
as soon as you press the button, in the next room over, you hear the sound of a large bell ringing. And about 6 seconds later, a kobold wearing a monocle over each eye and wearing an outfit that's perhaps was not originally designed for a kobold. They didn't exactly hem up the area where the tail sticks out. They just sort of cut a hole for the tail. And the bottom edges of the pants are, they weren't so much cut and hemmed as they were worn away through continued walking. But they come in carrying a tray with a fancy-looking teapot and a bunch of teacups, and there's a little container that has a bunch of sugar cubes in it, and they walk over to the group and stand there. Yes, thank you. That was you can put that down now. And they just stand there.
Are you okay?
Are you the leader?
Something's not right here.
I do tend to agree in this particular case. Are you the leader? Are you feeling all right? I feel
can I
fine.
I'm gonna just head right over here and take a look at you.
Neri's got her bow and arrows out.
Give me a perception check.
Oh no. I have a suspicion, but that's an 8.
That's
Oh no.
an 8. So maybe they're just not feeling well. They might have a slight fever.
Can I
Maybe
make a
they're
perception
overworked.
check?
I mean, they just managed to heat a pot of tea, in 6 seconds. It might be quite warm in the room that they came from.
Are
Can I make a perception check?
You,
To
you
see what's
can
going
make a
on. One of-
perception check.
are you a spellcaster?
16.
I do know the secrets. The
Uh-oh.
16, well, what's in front of you is definitely kobold-shaped, but parts of it are moving in non-kobold ways. There seems to be like ripples under the skin.
Oh, that ain't good. Assuming I can see that.
Well, that would be a perception check
You
for you.
know
Okay,
the
perception check.
Okay, I'm
secrets.
rolling one then.
That's a
How
good
about
kobold
you-
disguise. Why don't we
Got
all
an
get
11.
away from him?
I have seen the things in the black spaces between the stars.
Oh
Okay,
no.
nobody drink that tea.
They
I
sent
can-
me to find the
Did
one
someone
who-
cast a resurrect spell on you improperly? Because I know someone for that.
resurrection?
Do you want to come over towards the door and talk about it?
I am looking for the leader.
There are a lot of leaders around here.
Oh,
Yeah, we're trying something called democracy.
Yes, we have been doing democracy quite well. We tend to put all the important decisions to a vote. I, for example, was
No,
elected
no,
as
no,
one
no,
of the...
no.
don't.
No,
Not good.
no.
You are the leader.
You've been warned.
Excellent.
no.
And
no,
the kobold
no,
gets larger.
Sanctuary!
What gets larger? Oh, the kobold gets larger.
Kobold.
The kobold gets larger.
How
I can't
much
believe I'm
larger?
saying this.
That
But you're
I'm-
going to cast Sanctuary on Snacks.
No.
No.
No, I
You're going to cast it on Zax.
I cannot believe I'm doing this, but Chroma is Chroma, and Chroma would, in fact, try to cast Sanctuary on the likely target, which is Sniv Stonetail. Why am I doing this?
You are doing this because you are a good person at heart.
Neri, in meanwhile, is casting Hunter's Mark on the not a kobold, the worst kobold.
The worst kobold so
Well,
far.
go ahead and roll for initiative, and then I will
All
tell
right.
you what happens.
What is going on?
It's something bad. It's not a kobold. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
With
I got a
13 for Neri.
17.
21!
Jeez.
Before I forget that there.
And Zax, I heard you call it out, but I couldn't listen
I
to more
put
than one
it-
number at once.
I put it in
17?
there somewhere.
Okay, I see a 17.
Yeah.
I got a 4, but that's what happens when you roll a nat 1.
Well, you are also the healer, so
Mhm.
this is not a problem. And I see a 6 for Snacks.
For some reason on D&D Beyond, I can't roll anything but 8s on the die. I tried rolling a D8 and I got an 8.
Okay, if it
because
still
you-
happens when you roll a d4, then we got problems.
It's because when you're typing it into the bot to have it roll instead of typing /R, you're typing /V.
No, I got a 4 on D4.
Okay, so Chroma, you're up first. I will be a kind and gracious DM and say that before initiative took place, that is when you cast Sanctuary on Sniv. I did an unusual method for adding them into my combat tracker, so they're not showing up as Sniv, they're showing up as player character.
Oh.
So, sir, not appearing in this film, has had initiative rolled for them. Now, refresh my memory. Sanctuary, that's the spell where it makes it very hard for someone to be attacked, but they also should not attack back, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, Sanctuary automatically ends if they cast a spell or do damage. I know this because my monk has an ability that's basically Sanctuary.
Okay. So it is your turn, and what you are seeing is the creature in front of you that appeared to be a kobold in a fancy suit, second-hand suit, is actually a monstrosity in a second-hand kobold suit.
Ugh.
Actually, most likely, you wouldn't say monstrosity, you might say aberration, though. The kobold head opens its mouth really wide in directions that mouths should not open, and
Was that a real kobold?
there's more than one tongue in there.
Ugh. I
But
think it used
also-
to be a kobold, but
also, one of the arms bulges out and turns into a similar orifice. The other arm goes down on the ground, so now it's on 3 limbs on the ground with 2 head-like things, and it has gotten very large. The suit did not get large with it, so we have an Incredible Hulk moment. The pants are still on, thank goodness, because I, as DM, will not do that to you. And there is a lot of slobber.
This seems very much not ideal, and if there is still a kobold in there, I'm really sorry, but we can deal with that later. And Chroma is going to pull out her sidearm and cast Scorching Ray.
All right.
And that's a 25, a dirty 20, and a 9 to hit.
Well, 2 of those will hit.
All right, that's going to be... Oh, D&D Beyond, no, you just rolled... Okay,
Is this the part where I tell Chroma that this thing has immunity specifically to Scorching Ray? That is not true.
and I have a thing because the sidearm is my arcane firearm in a slight stretching of the rules. Where's my equipment? Okay, so I am going to roll up the 14 points of fire damage.
The damage is noted. Anything else?
No, but I should have summoned a turret, but that is my mistake.
Well, there's always another turn. The
Indeed.
way this monster is statted, I am pretty sure that you will not have only a single round of combat, as is the case in many combats where I think, wow, this is going to go for a while. 6 seconds later. Okay, so the goo has a turn. It slightly biodegrades. Speaking of turning things into puddles, Zax, it is your turn.
okay. I will rage, and then I'm going to hit it with the hammer twice. So let's see.
I should have had it be a mechanical creature so you could rage a machine.
Ha!
Always
I
mind
did.
failing.
We did that.
Yes, we did do it once, but that is a never not funny situation.
Oh, I know. Okay, I got a total of 23. 12 plus 11. Does that hit?
Yes.
Okay, so the damage is 2 plus 5 plus 8, 15 for my first
Okay.
hit.
And
Can
for
you
your
remember?
next trick,
Doing it again.
OBS
this one
disconnected.
I'm sorry, what?
OBS disconnected from Twitch.
Oh,
Yeah, it's still recording. That's not going to be an issue. But
okay. So just keep going or no?
Yeah.
Or wait.
keep going.
Okay. So
I'm pretty sure we
the
didn't have
second
anyone
one...
watching anyway.
All right, the second one is 12 plus 11 for 23 again.
That hits.
That hits, and damage is 2 plus 3 plus 8, 13. And I think I'm done.
Okay. Next is Sniv's turn.
Oh, be smart, Sniv.
I appear to be... You seem to have nerfed my abilities to defend myself, young Chroma. I shall find other means. And then OBS gives me a very large chime to say, OBS has reconnected to Twitch. Yes, thank you, OBS.
Oh, that's just not ideal.
No, it was less than ideal. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Life happens. We're do it live. So, let's see. What is Sniv Stonetail going to do? Well, they are going to use a bonus action for sure. They look over at JR and say, You've got this, my mechanical friend. I believe in you. At your excellent voice. And JR is inspired.
Oh.
Well, there's other things I could do with Bardic Inspiration, but that would make this bubble go away. So many wonderful spells that I could have Sniv cast. I could. All the strategies that I had prepared for Sniv to do in this battle, and they are all like, I'm just going to set them over here on the later pile. We'll worry about those later. I mean, technically, Sniv could cast Animal Friendship. That's a thing that Sniv could do.
I mean, technically, it doesn't prevent them from casting harmful spells. It would just pop the Sanctuary.
True. But you have given Sniv a gift horse. They're going to make use of it for now.
Okay.
Yeah, none of these... There's some things Sniv could do, but they're not going to use that high-level spell in the first round of combat. So that's just going to be their turn. They use a bonus action and skip their action. Cogbucket's turn. Cogbucket
Yay,
runs forward.
JR.
After all, they are inspired. They swing with their Morningstar. And they are going to use that Bardic Inspiration. Math. My mortal enemy, we meet again. It just hits.
Good.
And there's a bing.
Keep
that was
Sorry,
that goes
it's
bing.
my fault.
It's hysterical, though. It just hits. Ding. It's a paladin, too.
Well, I rolled 3 plus 1 for damage. So yes, the Warforged Paladin hits, it goes bing, it does a measly 4 points. But that's not important. JR is helping.
Mm-hmm.
Neri. Not Fari.
Okay. Bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the monstrosity.
Alrighty.
Action surge to take an additional action.
You're going to fire all the arrows you have.
25. Natural 20 for a 33. Natural 20 for a 33. 19 for a 32.
You got 2 nat 20s in this.
Yes.
With Hunter's Mark up.
Yes.
Let's have that damage. This will not be a killing blow, but I'm looking forward to the big numbers.
I believe he was turned into a pincushion. I would like to know that spell.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 36 plus 32 is 68 damage.
That's a killing blow for, I think, most of the party. But
At
this thing
full
is still
HP,
standing.
I could survive it.
Yeah, that would take me
Cogbucket would be
below
killed
half.
many
I could
times over.
survive it, but it would take me, it would bloody me.
It would leave me at 2, but I could survive it.
Right.
I actually only have 56 hit points.
Oh, that wouldn't work so
This is Iago from Aladdin 2, where you'd be surprised what you could live through. Okay, so it is this being's turn. It gets more than one attack, because of course it does.
Of course it does.
Okay. So it lurches forward. When it lurches forward, it takes one of the mouth things that it has and puts that on the ground, and then lifts up a foot. The foot
That can't
swings
be
over the top of the head,
sanitary.
and the foot turns into a mouth.
Oh, that can't be sanitary either.
It has a bad taste in it, but you might find out the hard way what that taste is.
Oh, no, not again.
It's going for Neri. Neri's the one who heard it.
Oh no.
Does a 16 hit?
No, armor class 19.
Okay. You get hit with some slobber.
How in the heck? Oh, right. Sorry.
You get hit with some slobber, but it doesn't actually connect to a point where it can do any damage. It's cosmetic. And the other mouth is going to go for Sniv, who apparently is the primary target anyway. Now, I don't have Sanctuary open in front of me, so what am I doing with my roll?
It needs to make a Wisdom saving throw DC 15 or choose another target.
Okay, well, I have rolled. Now let me check and see what its bonus to Wisdom saves is. You said 15?
Yeah.
I got exactly 15.
All right, that does not pop the Sanctuary, but it does get to do the attack.
Okay. It goes to take a bite out of Sniv.
Oh,
and the entire party goes, no, stop, wait, don't do the thing. I'm filled with anguish here, really. 1 second, because there's other things going on here. Why did I pick something with extra abilities? Okay, Sniv needs to make a strength saving throw. That's okay. Kobolds are inherently strong.
Oh.
That is actually a very good roll. I got an 18 on the die.
Wow.
Sniv has a negative strength modifier, so Sniv fails. Sniv is now inside this thing.
Oh, no.
It just, like Little Shop of Horrors with a plant. Just gulps him down.
Okay.
And the Sanctuary bubble pops.
Oh, that's not supposed... Oh! No, that's good. That means he's, there. I don't actually know what... I think you've used both for Sniv, so...
Oh, the pronouns?
Yeah.
Well, kobolds...
True.
Canon-wise, kobolds can change sex. Many of them don't care about genders. I've been switching between he, him, and they, them for Sniv.
Fair enough.
Because technically that's what they do. Okay, so that is this thing's turn. It got its 2 attacks. It had a nice meal. And speaking of meals, snacks.
Okay, so it's eating Sniv. This is bad, right?
Yes. Yes.
Kobolds are friends, not food.
It has 4 arrows that sticking into it.
Technically, I'm going to say there's 2 arrows sticking into it. The ones that crit sort of went through, and I'm sure those small divots in the wall, the little blast craters, those will buff out, or maybe we can patch them with some concrete or something.
Can we?
Old Earth.
Well, I will initiate what my old master would call the kiss of death. I will cast Milf's acid arrow, guaranteed not to make the creature survive another 6 seconds.
Canonically, that curse has been broken.
Yeah. I'm using the D&D Beyond. I have rolled a 16 plus 7 for 23.
That definitely hits.
Okay. The acid damage will be 14 acid damage.
For now.
Hopefully that bothers it enough to reject Sniv.
Well, it doesn't seem to enjoy melting from acid, but it is not currently regurgitating anything.
Oh, shucks.
It pulls out a small container that says Tums on the side of it, and just eats the container. Chews the whole thing. Zenosha.
Okay. I should really look at more spells that give me bonus actions. So I don't want to lightning strike this thing anymore since it's eating someone I allegedly want to keep alive.
I love how the party reacts to this character. It's exactly the reaction that I wanted. This is how I designed
From Zach's point of
them.
view, this could solve a lot of problems. So,
So I'll cast a healing spirit somewhere where I think most of the party can get to it if they need to. And that'll take up my bonus action. And as for my action, symbiotic entity. So becoming Venom again.
Alrighty.
And if I have any movement left, I'm going to move into melee range of this thing. But otherwise, yeah, that's my turn.
Zenosha, smash. Next turn, Zenosha, smash. This is the beginning of the wrestling match where you grab a microphone and you tell this thing exactly how it's going down.
By God, is that Zenosha's music?
like it runs in with a
and all,
folding
but
chair.
that's the problem, is that I have to use an action to actually get to it.
Chroma.
Hey! Hey! You are not allowed to eat members of the Council of Tales. That is entirely out of order. And Chroma is going to charge up to it and sort of shield held high, but she's still going to fire more scorching rays instead of summoning a turret. Just, close up so that she's kind of hoping to share the tank duties instead of JR sharing them.
I think they're going to try anyway.
JR,
Yeah.
between the two of you, JR might have more tank components.
Nah, I've got lots in my bag.
Yeah, but those aren't technically you.
Oh, not yet.
Fair answer. Roll your attacks.
But, dirty 20,
And
11.
and
Oh, no, wait, I
23.
forgot the advantage.
Yeah, there are many allies within melee range of this thing. Technically,
So I will
Sniv
roll-
is restrained, so therefore Sniv does not count as an ally within range.
Okay, the advantage didn't actually help because the alternate middle roll was still an 11.
Okay. Well, if we take the highest rolls, you've got 2 hits.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We are pack tacticking. All right.
I like how Neri forgot to use pack tactics, but still got 2 crits. Yes, you could have had 4 crits.
23 fire damage.
It's not a fan.
Huh?
What?
It's not a fan. It does not
Had to go
appreciate
twice.
this. This is...
Ah, spit!
It is giving this Moonbase a negative Yelp review. It just came here for some tea and light snack of a council member. Wasn't expecting to be attacked by the staff.
No, this is a gun, not a staff.
Well, just wait till Zenosha's next turn.
So go ahead and take that bingo marker and fill in that middle spot on the bingo card, because I love this game so much. Thank you for being my friends and agreeing to go on this crazy fever dream of an adventure with me. If 3 years ago anyone had told me, you will be having an all-kobold Dungeons & Dragons party on the moon, fighting a monstrosity with more than one mouth to protect someone who they despise, I would have said, this sounds really fun, sign me up. Okay, so Chroma, that's your turn, right? Zax.
Okay, gonna
The
hit it
first,
with
the first
the hammer
mistake
again.
the first mistake the weird space monster made was eating Sniv. Zax is an expert at going into weird space monsters to get things out of them.
Have done, yeah. Kind of want to kill it first, though. So
I mean, that is canon.
it is canon. Okay, so I've rolled. I have an 11 plus 11, a 22. Does
That'll
that
hit.
Okay, so here's damage for the first hit, and that's a total of 15 with all the stuff together.
Okay.
And then my second one is 14.
14
that-
plus 11?
3 plus 3 plus 8, 14.
Oh, that's damage.
Did I hit that's damage? Okay, let me try that again and do it right. Okay, that one is a 27, 16 plus
That'll hit.
11. Okay, now I do,
Now you do damage.
now I do damage. Okay, and that one is 6 plus 4 plus 8, 18.
I really appreciate things that do the math for us on occasion.
Yes, it helps so much.
Yeah, and there'll be times when I'd say, hey, let's do the math legit and everything, especially when I'm doing like an after-school Dungeons & Dragons club, as I have done in the past. But
That's different.
yeah, that's people who do not have dyslexia, people who do not have allergies, and people who are not awake late on a Monday night.
Yeah.
All of those are detrimental.
Mm.
Okay, so that is Zax's turn. 2
Yep.
palatable hits. It is Sniv's turn. A hidden door at the side of the room gets kicked open as Sniv comes through.
Huh.
Oh!
I am very displeased at this moment.
I'm assuming Sniv had a body double that's still getting eaten.
No, it was an illusion. And what's this I heard about someone holding back on using a lightning bolt. That would have been an excellent maneuver.
It probably would have gone through you as well if I didn't know it was an illusion.
Which we didn't.
My dear young lady, I could have taken it. Probably. I mean, that is some stick. Okay, and I'm going to have Sniv cast Dissonant Whispers. So they wave their finger at this thing and say, You have cost me an excellent servant. Let me tell you, you might be from the deep, inky blackness of a void from between the stars. But let me tell you something. I can make even your kind tremble with fear. I know how to do taxes.
That is pretty scary.
What's
What's a taxes?
Let me educate you on the nature of... And the rest of it, several of you feel like you need to cover your ears.
Oh, wow.
It's your two twin brothers.
That is a hit. And I don't mean hit. I mean, because that was a wisdom saving throw. And I rolled a bit lower this time. And then Sniv looks over the group and goes, let's see. I think, JR, you're doing a fine job. Keep it up. And JR is inspired again. I cannot look at JR's character sheet to mark off an inspiration die. It does not work that way.
No.
And now it is JR's turn. JR holds their head back and holds their sword and shield out to the sides and goes, battle cry, and runs forward. Granted, JR was right there, so run forward is like a single step. But still, it's kind of a run. How about I try to roll to attack instead of rolling damage?
Why? I did that backwards too. So.
Okay, JR is going to use that inspiration die, because that's a 5. Note, the inspiration die is not a d20.
No.
I mean, that would help. Oh, but that's a 10 on the inspiration die, yes. That will take it over the number I need. For a mighty bink, an additional 4 points of damage. For the record, Sniv has assessed the skills of the party and has decided that the rest of you don't usually need bardic inspiration at this point.
Right.
So let's give it to the low-level paladin.
Mm-hmm.
Let them help.
It's fair.
Also, JR doesn't have pack tactics. Neri, on the other hand, has pack tactics, and it is in fact Neri's turn.
It does. Okie dokie. I'm going to shoot arrows at it.
That's an unusual strategy.
I'm going to take the higher of the two 17s that is rolled.
That joke is never
That's
not funny.
a 19 and a 32. So I'll take the 32.
Wow.
Does a 17 hit?
A 17 will also hit.
Alrighty. 5, 5, 4, 4. 18 plus 16 is 34 damage.
Okay. Two things occur that are equally related. One of them is this thing is bloodied.
All right.
The other is the head that had recently attempted to eat you, Neri, has been severed from the body, and it lands on the ground behind this thing, and it sort of flops around a little bit. All right, I'm assuming that's your turn.
That is my turn.
Okay, it is going...
No, actually. I have one more thing left to do.
Okie doke.
Against my better judgment, I'm going to put myself between Sniv and the monstrosity.
Technically, you're already between Sniv and the monstrosity because Sniv came through a secret door at the wall.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, Sniv is not within melee range. Sorry.
I'm going to use my movement to make myself a barrier between the thing and Sniv.
That's fair. Okay.
Oh, wow. That is distractingly flashy and jerky. I mean, not flashy.
Yeah, that GIF is missing a lot of frames. I mean, it was fitting. It was well chosen, but the person who made that GIF needs to step up their GIF making game. Moving forward. Koboldly going forward.
Because we can't find reverse.
But not too far forward, because if you do, you are going to be the creature's next meal. It is going to try to eat Neri again. So that is a 25 to hit.
Oh, that'll hit.
Okay. You are going to take 21 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
You are going to take 13 psychic damage.
Okay.
you are going to have to attempt a strength saving throw.
Oh, no.
Actually, let's back up here. I said that was 25 to hit, right?
Yeah.
Let me check something.
That beats my AC by 6.
Because there's something that can happen here, and I'm checking to see how we make it happen. GR tries to get in the way.
No! JR!
So
JR, you do not have the
GR uses an ability.
structural
GR uses a paladin ability.
Oh, wait. Oh, this is
Does a
probably
17
not
hit
terrible.
No, a 17 does not hit me.
you? Okay, so
He
that
Jay,
imposes
Jerry,
disadvantage on the
yes.
roll.
Sorry?
I know
Chewie-
what ability he's using.
I think I do too.
Now
Yeah.
I do too.
Yep, GR made it roll at disadvantage. So that damage I told you to take, don't take that. For the
Well,
record,
now I
that-
have to untake it.
Yes, you have to heal yourself for 34 points of damage total.
Yes, which tragically I did the math wrong first.
Oh, wonderful. So GR basically shoves this large mouth that used to be a hand aside with their shield.
Yep.
Bad thing. I said kobolds, friends, not food.
Good job, JR.
Yes.
Okay, but that was their reaction, so they can't do that again. Snacks.
There are all these people in the way.
So remind me, when
survived.
does Acid Arrow do the next thing?
At the start of my turn.
It's the start of your turn.
Oh, wow.
It survived. It's not supposed to survive.
Half of it didn't survive, technically.
8 points of acid damage. I had upcasted.
Okay. Duly noted.
I will. Oh wait, but we have. Oh my. Well, I guess we'll try some force damage. Let's see if it likes the magic missiles. Pew pew.
Everyone likes magic missiles.
And now I'm imagining that pew pew is the actual verbal component.
It may as well be.
In my head canon, for many sorcerers, it is.
4d4 plus 4. Pew pew. 13 points of force damage.
Alrighty. Next up is Venom. I mean, Zenosha.
All right. So I get pack tactics, so I'm going to roll at advantage.
Ooh, you still get pack tactics in the symbiote form. That is nice. That is
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah, it's a
Technically still
variation of wild shape, but from reading the rules, it doesn't sound like it changes my species like the other thing.
Zenosha's just now a swobold. And that's a 22. That's a hit.
Okay, so since I still have my melee lightning attack, I'm going to be doing 3 types of damage. Is it resistant or immune to bludgeoning, poison, or lightning?
So far, you haven't seen it be resistant to anything that's been thrown at it, but the DM is not going to hand you the character sheet.
Okay, I'll roll those separately then.
It turns out it's
So
actually
that's-
weak against paper cuts, but those are super effective.
So that's the bludgeoning damage.
Okie dokie.
That's the lightning, and let me double check how much poison I do right now.
Shocking.
And that's the poison. So 19 total, assuming no resistances.
It doesn't seem to have been resistant to any of those.
Okay.
All right. And we've been playing for over an hour, so this is the end of round 2. The DM is very pleased that combat lasted a whole 2 rounds, unlike historical events. And it might even last for a third. So, but what do you say we take a 5-minute break and come back?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, we're back and still in combat.
Whoa.
Yay!
But the good news is, Sniv does not appear to be in danger anymore.
Boo.
They've said some very nice things to JR.
Bloody.
They have.
And OBS Studio has disconnected again.
Oh, no.
The recording is going just fine. It's just the live feed is not.
Oh,
But the
well.
only person who listens regularly
Goodbye,
is
Twitch.
currently in Discord. So, goodbye Twitch stream, my old friend. I'm going to roll some dice again. Because the Chroma's trying to tank this.
Ooh, am I getting attacked?
Well, it is your turn.
Oh, I'm attacking! will, I will wait for D&D Beyond to load again.
And we're live.
All right.
Now, you see, if OBS had disconnected and reconnected while we were doing the hold music and taking our break, that would have been ideal, but no.
But no, of course not.
Let's pretend.
I need to see if there is a version of that that's royalty-free that I can actually incorporate into the music for our next campaign. There probably isn't. That song is recent enough that it's probably still very heavily copyrighted. It's definitely not in the YouTube audio library, I can say that.
I am going to use my action to summon the Force Ballista.
Oh, wow, what's this, a hideous monstrosity? Oh my goodness, I am terrified. I wish you hadn't sent me here, but I'm so glad to be here to wish that you hadn't sent me here. I am very disturbed right now.
Oh,
Would you like me to make it go away?
yes! And
I'm
that is
certainly
going to be
gonna
my bonus action.
Okay.
My bonus action will be firing.
I'm a 30-second ballista. 29, 28.
Technically a 6-second ballista.
I believe they use my spell casting.
I want to say that's true.
Yeah, so that will be... I'm guessing that won't hit. 16?
That is an exact hit.
Woo!
Yes, this whole time you've been fighting something with an AC of 16. All those rolls well above 20 didn't need to be.
Let's see, and it will do 2d8 force damage. 9. 9 points of force damage.
Okie doke. Oh, it's still here, unfortunately. But hey, I get to go again next turn if it's still around.
Uh-huh!
This is going to haunt my dreams, assuming I do dream. Do force turrets dream of electric sheep?
Force turrets dream of electric castles.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I do not dream. Okay, Zax.
Okay, I'm going to hit it again. I've got, I rolled a 7 plus 11 comes to 18. Will that hit?
Yes.
Okay, so now I roll the damage, and that is a total of 16 for the first hit. And the second hit is a 19 plus 11 for a 30.
That's gonna hit.
And the damage this time is 16 total. And that's
Duly
probably all I
noted.
got. That's all I got.
Well, it's a lot. It is now Sniv's turn. I say, this has been going on quite long enough. I think we should probably end this. And Sniv rushes forward, goes around Neri, and takes a swing. And rolls a 28. That is 10 points of piercing damage with a rapier. Sniv is not done. Sniv is going to use some bardic inspiration, but is not inspiring JR this time. Instead, they're going to do damage with an ability.
Ooh, cutting words.
No. That's 30 points of psychic damage.
Oh my.
Let's see if there's a description here. Nope, there's no visual description, so all you know is they stab it really hard. On guard! Actually, don't be on guard. Let your guard down. Let it down completely. Just relax. It is JR's turn. They don't have bardic inspiration, but they still kind of feel inspired.
Aww.
That is a 19. They still hit. The first time they don't get bardic inspiration is the first time they did not need bardic inspiration.
Aww.
Yeah, the DM is here for this content. They have a +3 to hit. They actually rolled exactly what they needed to hit, and then added 3 to it. So that is going to be... Oh! And max damage. 9 points of damage.
Wow. Good job, JR.
One might say, it's getting late, Crash. You're probably fudging the numbers to make the combat go shorter. No, in this case, I'm not. JR is literally here for flavor. Well, technically speaking...
Don't lick JR.
Technically speaking,
He tastes
Sniv
metallic.
and Neri were here for flavor, but neither of them was actually eaten. Speaking of Neri, it's your turn.
My turn. Alrighty. That's a 19 for 32
There we go.
and a 21. So I'm going to take the 32, a 24, and a 30.
Roll your wonderful bean footage damage.
1, 2, 3, 5, 11, plus 16 is 27.
Well, it's not as much as Sniv did.
No, but you have to add it to the rest of the damage that I've done so far.
Also true. Also,
Yep.
Sniv is a much higher level than you.
He might be a much higher level than me, but I'm still pushing 130 damage this combat.
Yeah. I had to make Sniv such a high level because I had a feeling that even with all the reasons why you shouldn't attack Sniv, you still might, and I wanted it to be a decent fight.
It's a fair cop.
I wanted it to not be 6 seconds and they're dead. Like, okay, so here's the potential big bad for the campaign. You've killed him. Here's his twin brother. His name is Snav. You've killed him. Here's their cousin. His name is Snips.
Oh no.
And
Zenosha's met him before.
thanks to JR, I haven't taken any damage, so I have nothing to do.
JR waves.
Oh.
So it's someone else's turn now.
Okay. This thing is going to again try to eat Snips because that worked so well the last time.
It's eating who?
Sniv.
That is a lot.
Oh.
JR uses JR's reaction. That is still a lot. So now it's time for the strength saving throw. FYI, the only way Sniv can make this throw is if Sniv gets a natural 20. It is the only possible way for Sniv to make this saving throw with their negative to strength. The real
I assume
Sniv...
that's not what they rolled.
What's that?
I assume that's not what they rolled.
No. No, it is not. It was a 19 on the die. And then you take away the strength.
So close.
Kick it in the tongue, right there. It's a weak point. I help them make their saving throw. As a reaction. It adds my int modifier.
What's your int modifier?
+4.
That will allow Sniv to make their saving throw. Congratulations, you saved the big bad.
I know, I hate this. But Chroma would. Chroma is...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's this thing's turn. It's now Snax' turn.
Oh dear. It seems to keep trying to eat us. And no, we have not found any weak points on it.
It's mostly trying to eat me at this point.
That's bad, as someone used to say.
That someone is me currently.
Let's see. It seems kind of amorphous. Perhaps some cold damage should maybe harm it more. We'll try this. Let's see what happens. I'm aiming a Ray of Frost. That is a 19 plus 7 for 26.
That will hit.
I thought so. And a whopping 9 cold damage.
Did you roll twice for...
Yes. I had I lost it. 9 and a 19.
Oh, okay.
And the DM
Yeah,
needs to make
19.
sure that the DM is clicking on the stat for the creature you're fighting and not for the person who's doing the fighting. Because
Yes.
it actually wouldn't change your hit points that you have on your character sheet. It actually doesn't import your hit points. So all the player characters in this tracker have 0 out of 0 hit points.
Oh, okay.
Oh, does Acid Arrow continue to do damage?
No, it only does it for 2 rounds.
Okay.
We're in what,
The
3?
initial hit and 1 after. It so rarely lasted that long.
I know.
Yeah, I genuinely couldn't remember.
Well, I would give you fights where it was like, okay, well, this is evenly matched according to the rules that are outlined in the Dungeon Master's Guide. You killed it in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
well,
like Sunday's game.
I'll go up a bit higher in the CR level. You killed it in 6 seconds. Okay, I'm going to give you something that's like 5 levels too high for you. You killed it in 12 seconds.
Yeah, we in Sunday's game we got a hard combat that lasted a round and a half, and a deadly combat that lasted 2.5 rounds.
Yep.
And then
Every
there was
combat-
Team Lizard,
Who
Took
killed
5
a
rounds.
big bad.
Yeah. Took us about 4 or 5 rounds, but we got him.
Wow.
If we are metagaming, because I do know something about Waterdeep, even though I have not bought that particular campaign myself, the Illithid we killed was like a trusted lieutenant of the Xanathar. So the beholder that lives under Waterdeep that is in control of a crime ring, we killed their trusted lieutenant.
Oh my.
Neat.
There's no
Yeah.
good that's going to come from that.
Mm-mm.
Tiny thinks it will lead to glory.
Tiny is amazing.
Tiny has a wisdom of 4.
Yeah, poor thing.
Meanwhile, Fax, being a cleric, has a bit higher wisdom and is having conversations with the ghost trapped in the basement about the afterlife to see how it is. You just know in advance.
It's a little different than how we went, but okay.
Well,
Yeah.
none of this has happened yet because that's going to happen next Sunday. But still,
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah. Zenosha, or
Speaking
should I
of
say
Chroma.
Venom?
Oh, Zenosha.
Okay, so I can't do my lightning damage anymore, but
Oh, he said do the lightning damage.
I only get to do it once per long
Oh.
rest.
Oh.
Well, it depends. The lightning damage from the form change or the lightning damage from the staff, because you didn't use your staff at all.
The lightning damage was from my staff. I do poison damage for my form change.
Okay. I'm just still looking at that GIF that's been posted of Hulk smashing.
Yeah.
Okay, so with pack tactics, I got an 18.
Okie dokie. In my head canon, when Zenosha does this whole turn into Venom thing, the sound everyone hears is the Bloodlust spell sound from World of Warcraft.
Okay, in between the bludgeoning and the poison damage, I dealt 14.
So you know how I said I have to make sure I'm clicking on the right thing to do damage? I just attempted
Yeah.
to do 14 points of damage to Zenosha. That did nothing. There we go. There we go. That's correct. Okay. Chroma,
Yes.
it's still standing. Would you like to fix that?
Uh-huh.
Do I get to go again? I would really like to go again. This is going to be so fun.
Yes.
I am going to give it a hug. If by hug, I mean force damage, which I do.
Excellent.
This thing's got a lot of HP.
It really does.
It really does. Well, it really did. Most of it is gone now.
All right, let me roll for its attack. I believe we've decided that it gets pack tactics, which is a good thing because otherwise it
Oh,
would have
yes.
nat one.
Yeah, but that's a 25. Let's put it this way.
And
That's 14 points of damage.
that's my bonus action. With my action, I will cast Scorching Ray again.
So, for the record, if its hit points when bloodied were its total hit points, it's still bloodied.
Let's see if that works. Well, one of them had 2 nat 1s.
We'll take the higher of the two nat ones for that. But the next one is a 21, and the one after that is a 25. So you got 2 hits, roll your damage. A random filing cabinet bursts into flames.
Oh, no.
My cabbages.
You destroyed all the workman's comp forms. Good job.
Oh, no. 22 fire damage to the thing I was trying to do fire damage to. I have no idea how much fire damage I did to the cabinet, but the answer is probably yes.
The fire seems to be spreading to all of the claims for damages from our restoration efforts. I have conflicting thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, there goes the conflict. All gone now.
That's about what I figured.
Don't worry, I'm sure we can find someone with mending.
Yes,
I don't think
I'm
mending...
I'm sure I will look for one.
Max raises his hand.
No, you have very important things to do, like casting acid arrow on that other filing cabinet over there.
But that's not attacking me.
Zax,
Okay.
would it help if I knocked it over in your direction?
No?
I kind of want to attack Sniv, but you know.
Try repeating after me. It's coming right for us.
All right, let me kill
It's
this big
coming right
thing
for
before-
us.
No.
Do not attack the filing cabinet.
All right.
They said to repeat.
That doesn't mean you have to, JR.
I kind of wanted to.
Okay.
I like talking.
All right. All right, so I'm going to hit this monstrosity thing, and I've rolled a 19 on the dice plus 11 for a 30.
Yep.
Yep. And I'm taking all my aggression out from that Sniv is giving me on this thing now.
You're just
And,
picturing its face. Well, it
Yeah.
doesn't have much of a face, but you're picturing Sniv's face where this thing's face might be if it had a face.
Yep. And I rolled a total of 12
Okay.
on the damage. That's my first hit. Second hit is, it's a 2 plus 11, which is a 13.
You have a mighty plus 11, but that's not going to be high enough.
Not enough.
unfortunately.
Okay,
That's our
I missed
first.
that one.
Yeah,
First
well, that's
miss.
your first miss of the
Yeah.
evening.
My first miss, yeah. Okay. I think that's probably
Oh my
all I
gosh,
can do.
JR has a higher batting average than you this game.
Uh-huh.
Also,
I-
way fewer attacks, but
hmm I think that's all I can do.
okay.
All right, next.
Snip's turn.
Oh boy.
How about you? You ruffian, you ne'er-do-well, you defense attorney.
Sniv's gonna talk it to death.
I have unfortunately not rolled high enough to do damage this turn.
I guess talking us to death is all you got then.
Instead, I shall continue to inspire JR. You repeated me when no one else did. I am so very proud of you. And if you could attack that filing cabinet afterwards, plausible liability,
no.
we will say the monstrosity defeated it.
Filing cabinet is innocent. Hoping the paladin catches that.
It is JR's turn. That's a 9. Let's roll that inspiration die. That adds 11. So with dirty 20, the die rolls are covering up the spot I have to click on to do damage.
Oh no.
There we go.
Oh no.
JR either does max damage or 4.
Oh.
I love this character so much. He's helping. Heck with it. They're going to cast Smite.
All right.
Yay, smite.
And my cat is attacking my shoulder.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was a sneak attack. I've been flanked. Okay, and for JR, that is 2d8. No, not 2d10. That'd be fun. Okay, 7 points. Neri, there's a possibility that you are going to end this. Please do. It's late.
Yeah. All right, so I got friends nearby it, right?
Yep.
Been hitting it the whole time. I'm definitely right by it.
And Cogbucket is right by it. So is Sniv, if you wish to count Sniv as an ally.
I'm right there too.
That's a
So
25
everybody's-
25 is going to hit.
and a 21.
Okay.
2, 3, 3, 4, 12 plus 16 is 26. No, 28.
Well, 26 wasn't going to do it, but neither is 20. Close. It's its turn. It swells up a bit.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
And it decides to take Chroma's advice. When Chroma said, spit. I'm going to do something horrible. I'm going to require the kobolds to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Sniv makes it.
I've got a 12.
That's not going to do it.
Nah.
JR got an 18. What do we need to roll? I need to look that up.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Oh, fun fact. You need to roll an 18 or higher to make the saving throw.
Well, I have failed.
I duck behind something that looks non-acidable. I would
There
like
was a filing
to
cabinet, but it's
think-
currently on fire.
I would like to, wait, have I used my reaction this turn? Was this the same turn?
This is a different turn.
I would like to use my reaction to find something proper to duck behind.
You duck behind JR.
Oh no.
JR made their save. Bottom line.
I really don't know how intelligence is supposed to help with certain kinds of saving throws, but that's my best guess.
You pay attention to the world around you and decide, if I was standing right here or I did this thing, then this is going to hurt less.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of knowing
Yeah.
that if you assume the crash position on an airplane or whatever.
Fair.
With that said, and I just keep thinking of Airplane, the movie, where everyone assumed crash positions and their crash positions were splayed out all over the place, going, I'm dead. Which, fair. So with that said, if you did not make your save, you're taking 35 points of damage. If
Okay.
you did make your save, 17 points.
Do I take less because of raging?
It's acid, so no.
No. Okay, 35. I
Berserkers
can do
might take less
No.
with some other thing. No, that's Bear Totem.
Okay, so 35. All right.
Okay. And that's its turn. Snacks,
I
it returned your acid arrow to you.
don't like it.
Would you like to return the returned favor?
No, I think it's time to call out the big dog. I'm going to cast Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound.
Oh, wait, my turret needs to make a save.
Oh.
Okay. We'll have you do that while we have...
It nat 20'd.
Nice. Oh,
It will-
hey, check that out. I have all that grease and grime from your bag of holding just got wiped clean away. That's fantastic. It burns a little. I think it's etched into my paint job a little bit. It stings. It actually really stings. Why was I programmed to feel pain?
I don't know.
I am experiencing new sensations. I don't think I've ever done this before. Picture the gif of Data saying, I hate this.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Please let me have another.
Yeah, I really
Okay.
hate this.
I got a dirty 20 for the attack roll of the Phantom Hound.
Okay.
Oh,
And
no,
we'll
no,
hit.
no. Sorry, there's a cat trying to get into my trash. Frisky,
Oh.
if you're going to try to drag out cheese stick things to lick, then please eat your actual food.
But the actual food doesn't taste like cheese stick things.
And the hound
And yet
will
it's
do-
more edible than plastic.
The hound
Depending
will
on
do
the cheese
24
sticks.
piercing damage.
How do you want to do this?
Wow.
Oh, the invisible hound will grab it in its invisible jaws and shake it around until nothing left but goo.
I'm
Nice,
not going
my
to.
venom powers were gone.
I am not going to allow any of you to make a saving throw. You are all covered.
Covered in goo.
Good puppy.
Sniv was right there. Sniv got a double helping.
Okay.
Extra good puppy.
They take off the monocle, and there's just like this one clean circle on their face where the monocle was. I have to say, that is a very good boy.
Well, Zax is
Not
going
the
to
first
do
time
what
I've been
she...
covered in goo,
they-
and it won't be the last.
Yeah. Zax is going to do what they learned from Gox. When you get covered with goo, you shake it off like a dog.
There is now a third coating on Sniv,
Prestidigitation! Prestidigitation!
but also a second coating on JR.
Oh.
I believe a victory tune is in order. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Good job, JR.
Fred Chroma, I think I may need some pitch modulation. I think EO is still dealing with the real-life battle versus
Hello?
Cat.
There you
Hello.
go.
Is it my turn?
Well, everyone's been covered in the goo that was this thing because Mordenkainen's faithful hound grabbed it and did more hit points than it had left.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Right.
I don't have prestidigitation. I have
That is
not
a shame.
built something...
Snacks does. I do.
I also have it, and I am going to use it a lot.
I don't need it anymore. I
Right
just
now.
shook it all up because that's what you do.
Yes.
You know, it's easy.
Yes, I've noticed.
Yep.
And Sniv begins casting prestidigitation over and over and over again, clearing off areas.
Snacks will go around to the other members and offer to cast it upon them if they wish.
Yes, please.
Poof.
Okay, and eventually...
Goo gone.
Inspiration. And eventually, you are all cleaned off of whatever this thing was. But whatever it was, that's going to have to wait for you to figure it out next week, because that's where we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you,
All right.
everyone, for playing. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Tonight, I was joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Archbeth hanging out in chat. Also, Ellie, Eo, Jen, Matt, and Cindy. Let's do some plugs. Many of us have social media accounts. Some of us even have accounts on a social network that's run by Ellie. Ellie runs elek.xyz, elekk.xyz. If you are on Mastodon, you can follow many of us on Mastodon, but many of us also have Twitter accounts and such, so all that is linked in the show notes. There's a cast page link. Go there and see all that. Eo's mom writes books. You can get those at elizabeth-mccoy.com. Jen has a blog and podcast. You can get that at bookofjen.net. Matt's brother-in-law writes books. You can get those at nogodsbeforeus.com. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. Help us keep the lights on, along with other illustrious patrons, including Chris, Cindy, Ellie, and Eric. And you can get all of this wonderful content, including blog posts, fairly detailed ones about spell components currently, written by Ellie, and wonderful recaps and welcome to my crib posts, because there's really no way I can describe the Gox giving a tour of the Barbarian Studio other than
Yeah.
welcome to my crib. It is glorious and I love it.
It was fun to write.
It was fun to read.
Good.
But you can read these things over at aaronbsmith.com/cogwheel. So until next time, this is Crash saying, Jubilation. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.